Hello, hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk about things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. This is our very first reading for my Awaken Your Magic community. Welcome to the community. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm still going to do my intros like I do on YouTube just because it's habit. But I am so pumped that you guys are all here inside our little secret society. And let's pull some cards to see what we need to hear now that we're all in here together. My tray is looking super beautiful and colorful. There's lots of pinks and purple decks and greens, and it just always looks so aesthetic. Okay, so let's start with charms, actually. Actually, no, let's start with opening sacred space. All right. Ooh, do you see that double flame? That was pretty cool. I have my jasmine peony candle, which smells delish. Okay. And now we get our palo. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and whitest light messages to come through. Bless me. Bless my cards. Bless my viewers. All right, let's see what good energy we have on the start of this amazing community. I'm so pumped that you're all here. Thank you so much for supporting me and loving me along my journey. I'm still learning what to do. I'm still following that inner call within me. It's been a wild ride since I left my teaching job in 2021, started YouTube, started my mentorship, started Reiki. And I know a bunch of you are here in this group on my channel. I am going to also post this on YouTube just until we get more people filing into my community. I want them to see what they're going to get when they're in here. But I know so many of you are intuitives and you were guided to me because you're needing to learn how to do it too. Or you're just obsessed with readings and you might not hear the call yet, but soon you're going to find yourself being like, I just want to pull cards for my friends. I just want to pull cards for other people. And I don't know why. And that's how I started. So I'm going to be here sharing all the magic, sharing my path, sharing my stories. And we're going to go deep into our healing in this group. We're going to hold space. We're going to share magical stories. I really want the feed to just be filled with manifestation stories, signs, synchronicities. Because if you're having a bad day, hearing somebody else's good stuff might lift you up. Okay, so we have to start. Oh, we have a feather or a leaf. It could be a leaf. Yeah, this is more like a leaf. So this signifies fall for me, the fall season. You're going to be a star. Your wish is coming true. We have a star. Maybe I'll put it up by my hat so you can see it against the pink. And then we have an angel. I feel like this is my Micah. It says made for an angel on the back. So cute. So we have angelic guidance with us. They are dropping us feathers, leaves, little indicators to get out into nature, to be underneath the stars. Yeah, I feel like this is more of a push for our angels to say, get out in nature. Like I'm outside today. And I also just heard this is the same symbol as in my Angel Wisdom Tarot deck for, I'll show you guys. Look at the top corner. It's the same symbol, right? So this is Pentacle energy. Look at that, almost a match. So this is Pentacle energy. This is abundance. This is taking care of your finances and anything that you're wanting to manifest. The star always represents like wishes coming true. You can manifest anything, wish upon a star. I believe that there's a certain level that when we're dancing with the universe and we're calling in manifestations and we're purifying our vessel, right? We're healing ourselves. We're letting go of past traumas. I was just on a call the other day with one of my mentorship clients, and she was the last call that we did. I guided her to get answers on why she fears authority. You know, at work, they called her and said, hey, we're going to be coming to do kind of like a review. We're just going to observe you. It's kind of like being observed in the classroom as a teacher. Um, but she had this immediate gut feeling like she did something wrong and she was going to get in trouble. Meanwhile, she's an amazing worker. She's not doing anything wrong, but there's a piece of her that has this fear of getting in trouble. So I know this because of the healing work that I've done with my mentors, that we have traumas from past lives or from our childhood. And if it's from a past life and it's from your childhood, that's double. Now it's double reinforcement, and it makes it even harder to heal. So I asked her, I said, this week, after our session, for the next 7 days until our next session, I want you to journal or to go into a memory from your past. Ask your guides to bring it to you so we can get to the root of why you have this fear of getting in trouble, because she had parents that were absent. So she didn't have overpowering parents saying, I'm going to hurt you if you do this, or if you fail this test, you're going to, get a punishment. She didn't have that. She had the opposite. They kind of weren't there for her, unfortunately. And so she was kind of like, I don't know where this is coming from. And then on our call the other day, she said she did this practice and she was journaling, and a memory from a past life came up where she was physically removed from a situation by authorities. And she felt powerless. And if you can imagine another human being having power over you, that doesn't feel good. We're sovereign souls. We don't ever want to feel that way. So in this lifetime, she's remembering that experience when her boss is calling her saying, hey, I'm going to come observe you. So her body viscerally is remembering that fear of being grabbed and removed. And who knows where she was taking in that lifetime. Maybe she was killed. Maybe something awful happened to her family because of it. So understanding that when we are manifesting, right, with the little star charm, we are wishing upon anything, right? If we really want something, we have to be willing to face our fears. There's going to be these little healing moments that pop up because we cannot hold on to that trauma and still receive a manifestation. You can, but that trauma holds up space. It's almost like a cinder block. I like to see them as cinder blocks. They're all stacked up on our nervous system. And every time I do a call with a client, we are removing a block. We are letting go of a trauma so that you can have more space to allow more in. And also, I just heard, when you're manifesting and you want to manifest abundance, which is this energy, you have to be willing to let go of physical items in your space. Like, I'm looking at my home right now, and the kitchen area looks a little cluttered. Like, I could probably clean it up a bit. But it's like cluttered, right? Like, my eyes are seeing a lot of things. The same thing happens when in your energy field, when a manifestation wants to come in, it won't come in if it's seeing a lot of things. If there's a lot of people in your reality who are diminishing you, they are taking up space in your emotional body. They're making you think certain thoughts that you shouldn't be thinking when you're on a manifesting journey. And it's so funny. I split the deck to look for the earth card with the leaf, and I got the magician on the split. So this is you being able to manifest anything, but you have to understand that healing and releasing old traumas and manifestation is all just letting go. We're letting go of physical items, emotional items, people, places, things. We have to be willing to let go in order to receive more. And I love the magic wand and the little sparkles. I always want to add those things to my website. I have them at my YouTube banner, but I love it. It says, magic is alive in your life. What you need to be a success will manifest. If you believe it, you can do it. And the reason why we're talking about trauma is because that trauma makes you believe it's not possible. If you can't overcome a voice in your head that is scared of a boss or is scared of authority, then you're not going to be believing that you can have millions of dollars, because you're going to have a fear that somebody might not approve of it or might take it from you, or I don't know, you might become this target, right? A lot of people fear coming into money because they fear that they'll be a target. Who's going to come knocking on your door for it? Who's going to hold it over your head for past decisions that you've made? Especially if there's ex-husbands and ex-wives who are vindictive and all of a sudden you win the lottery and all of a sudden now they want child support. Right? So there's those fears that we have to, and that's kind of fearing authority. You're fearing somebody else having power over top of you. So first message is we are abundant souls. We got the leaf charm, which is saying we can manifest abundance. We can wish upon a star, and our angels will help us and they will guide us to the right people, to the right mentors, to the right groups, so that we can understand what is in the way. And what's normally in the way is our fear and our trauma and our limiting beliefs, us thinking it's not possible. We might consciously sit there and say, oh, I know it's possible. I totally know it is. But really, we don't. Deep down, there might be that unspoken fear that you didn't even know was there. And in this group, I'm going to do lots of videos teaching you guys how to figure out what that fear is. And it comes from triggers. Okay, I just grabbed my Micah Magic deck because I wanted to do some manifestation cards. My deck is available on our group Awaken Your Magic page. On the right side, you can see Michelle's deck. So you can click on that to purchase a deck. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's down in the description box. But we have revisit your path and see how it all worked out. You are getting messages through music. So if you are in a spot where you're like, I feel like I need to leave something or I need to stop this toxic habit, I need you to look back at your life to when you overcame something else or when you were successful about something else and see how it worked out. See how you did it. You can do hard things. This year, we are all being forced to be healthier, to cut out old habits. I have a caffeine addiction that I'm trying to cut out. And I want to share this as well, that if any of you guys are struggling with addictions, ask yourself, what would happen if I didn't drink this cup of coffee? What would happen if I didn't smoke the cigarette or use this vape or watch porn or whatever it is for you, or spend money? Some people have shopping addictions, but we are going to do these things because I believe this is what, in my situation, if I don't have that cup of coffee, which started after the loss of my daughter, I started to go to caffeine as like an upper because I was really into working out. So I started drinking like a pre-workout drink back then, and now I'm hooked ever since. So I didn't drink any caffeine up until 2013. And I was 30 years old. So I had no caffeine other than like in chocolate and stuff, but I had no addictions. And as soon as my daughter passed away, I started to become addicted to that feeling of lifting my mood because I was so depressed. And now, however many years later, 10 years later, 11 years later, my mind, my limiting belief tells me that if I don't have that coffee, I won't be happy. And I'll go back to being depressed and I'll go back to being sad. And there's no possible way that I'll feel good today unless I have that. So we have to look at the limiting belief that is blocking us from letting go of that habit, because guess what? When you let go of habits, you're also letting go of that energy. If I can overcome my addiction to caffeine and just have it every once in a while and not need it to be happy, that's an energy that will lift in my body, and it will allow me to be more free, and it will allow me to not be dependent on something, because it's almost like I'm in shackles, right? I'm chained to this thing, and our soul is not free. And also caffeine hinders your third eye. I could have a more of a open connection if I didn't drink that. um, and there's other forms of caffeine. I know cacao is really good and there's caffeine in that, and it's a heart opener. So I drink that every once in a while, but I still have my addiction to either an energy, like a upper for a pre-workout, or just coffee. So going back to these two cards, when we're manifesting, we have the Magician card, and when we're wanting to call in our desires, we have to go on a healing journey. We have to make sure our vessel is super, super pure. And then we revisit our path to get the courage to break those old habits and patterns because we see that we've done it before and we can do it again. And then once we're in alignment, you're going to start to see feedback from the universe. Say you don't drink coffee for a day, or you don't vape, or you don't do your thing that you love to do. And then all of a sudden you hear like a celebration song on the radio, and you feel like spirit is celebrating the fact that you stopped this habit. That's what this message is. You're going to start to get messages through music, and you're going to know that, okay, this is what I need to do. Birds before land. You're also going to see whatever you're manifesting, you're going to see other people experiencing it around you. You're going to start to see glimmers of it coming into your energy field, and you're going to be like, oh, I just saw this person get a new car, and that means mine's coming too. Or I just saw this person get a new house or take a vacation. I'm next. So this is my I'm next card. You're seeing other people experience it, and you're knowing that you are next. And I just saw they will reach out at the bottom of the deck. So that's for somebody out there. Okay, clear the clutter. Yes, we're removing things, physical items. I'm looking at my dining room again, my kitchen area. I could clean it up a bit. Just visually, there's just a lot of things. I can put things in closets. So clean a closet today. That is your message. I'm also going to create a video about a sign that your manifestation is on the way. Why do people from our past come out of the woodwork and communicate with us? Like, why does somebody jump into your phone from like 5 years ago and say, hey, how are you? And I like to believe that's God using somebody else that's letting you know that something is different. You're getting this communication from somebody from years ago. Why? Because God's saying, hey, I'm moving something for you. Prepare for change. I did that whole talk and I didn't look at this card. Oh God, spirit is so funny. Okay, so I just heard when somebody clears the clutter, you're literally like, this is now a relationship reading because you're getting messages through music that this person is going to be coming in. You're clearing the clutter to make space for them. And I think somebody's going to be calling you. Or if you're watching this, if you thought of somebody when you heard this card or saw this card or heard it, that's your cue to either call that person, let them know how you feel, or expect a call from somebody else. And I just got guided to use my ever unfolding heart deck. This is the very first deck I ever created. I think there's like 45 cards in it. It's also available on my community page. Okay, there's one card that's flipped up. Ooh, we have the unicorn. I've not gotten this card in forever. And the dolphin. Okay, unicorn. Unicorn. This unique creature reminds us to trust in something we can't see, feel, or touch. Have you been second guessing the universe? It's time to start believing again. And then the dolphin says, you are a healer. You are here to help the planet. It is crucial for you to be in your joy as often as you can. Your light heals. And like I said, all of you that are going to be in my community or are in my community, you guys are healers. You guys are here to bring more light. When I say healers, you're just holding space for other people to activate their soul, to turn their soul on so that they can start on this journey too. Just like some of you that have already been working with me, you know that I just hold space for you to uncover things. I bring things to your attention, you kind of sort through it, see if it feels good for you, and then you do the work to break the pattern, to break the cycle in your family line, to literally heal yourself so that you can affect everybody else that you come in contact with for the rest of your life. Because to me, that is that healer and unicorn energy. God made you like a unicorn. You're not like anybody else. Your signature is juicy and it's good, and it's, your personality is the way it is. Your demeanor, your ideas, your creativity, nobody else has what you have. And that's that dolphin energy. You're different, you're joyful, you're happy. You bring a certain energy to a room that other people don't have. And we need you out there spreading your light. And that's why we need Soul Tribe, because we need to be reminded of that. We need to know, like, where are we on the journey? How far along are we? Like, oh, I got more healing to do because I'm hanging out with a friend right now and she's sharing her healing story, or you're commenting on my Awaken Your Magic feed and you're reading the words and you're saying, wow, like I'm not as far along as that person. That's my goal. I want to be just like that, you know? I want to get to that perspective. Or you see somebody who's just new on the journey and it's like a high five to you that, oh wow, I remember being there when I first awakened. Let me offer support to this person and let them know that I was there too once and it's okay. You know, there's no competition. We are all literally in our own bubble, in our own video game, learning how this all works. So if you see somebody else and you get jealous, that is not you. That is your ego looking to compete. And you do not do that anymore. We are all here to support each other, and we can just see where we are on the journey and offer support and ask for support as we go. So now I'm using the spellcasting oracle deck. Let's see what message we need to hear. Nothing's coming. All right, last one, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, protection. I love this. This is kind of like the Empress card in the Light Seers Tarot, because she's giving birth to the planet, which is our womb space. We can ask for, this is the womb space is where we get our messages from, right? It's the void. We as women, and I say we as if I'm talking to all women right now, but there could be men watching, but we have a womb, ladies. So we have this ability that men don't have. And it's kind of like what I was talking about with my client in her past life. Like maybe she was removed from a situation for sharing her spiritual gifts, for being an oracle. And maybe she was taken away and killed. And now in this lifetime, that's not going to happen. We're going to be protected. We're going to be kept sacred. And we have to do that protecting for ourselves. And there's so many different cleansing routines. And I also believe that this is saying like you can use Mother Earth as your protection. We started off this reading talking about getting out in nature when we first got the charms, like laying underneath the stars, getting the sun codes. Nature is a natural protection and a natural cleanse. So you can lean on Mother Nature. But let's read what the author says about that, because I'm sure she says something different. Let's see why she created this card. Here we go. Protection. It's time to retreat simply and quietly from a situation. Danger could be lurking in the shadows, and you're being urged to assess the situation carefully. The magical symbol of the pentagram lends you a sacred sight. This talisman, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. This ancient talisman calls you to seek the truth as it encircles you within its energy of protection. I love that. It's vital that you're shielded from the harsh energy of others as your sensitivity increases, which is all of us on my channel and in this community. When you open yourself up to higher spiritual vibrations, protection is always key to give you the freedom to work your magic. Okay. So it's perfect. It's exactly what I was talking about. We have to protect ourselves from other energies. We have to protect ourselves when we're opening up sacred space. Like when we do these readings, you guys see me, I always open sacred space because I know that there's lower vibrations out there that like to jump in and deliver different messages. And I believe that when we have addictions and when we have these habits, it's like a lower vibration saying, hey, do it one more time. Keep doing it. And that's why we might not be manifesting our desires, is because we're not on the dance floor with the universe. I always say the dance floor is up here. We have to rise up, get on it. But if you're in an energy of a low vibration and it's talking you into doing all of these addictions all the time, you're not able to rise up. You're staying stuck underneath the dance floor with the low vibration. But if you were to let go of the habit, it's almost like you're not walking into that room anymore. If the low vibration and the habit lives in a room, you're just not walking into it anymore. So you're able to take the elevator up. So stay on that upper floor as much as you can. And same with me. I have the same thing too with coffee. I know that that kind of hinders me, but I still do it. So I'm still working on it. So you're not alone, and don't beat yourself up. Ooh, okay, so we have 3. Your higher love is coming. Your angels are asking you to use them, and make a joy list. So another way to get out from underneath the dance floor is joy. This came through also in my client session, and the dolphin is very joyful too. Anytime you see dolphins, that's a reminder that you're a light being, you're a healer, and you're meant to bring joy to our planet. But if you don't know what you can do in any given moment to bring yourself joy, that's going to be a problem. You need to know how to level up to the dance floor because your vibration is everything. And normally, when we get on the dance floor, this person arrives. Our divine tribe arrives. We end up being high vibrational people, so we attract high vibrational people. If you are constantly around negative people, people that are not on a healing journey, they're filled with addictions, you're staying underneath the dance floor, and that might be why you're struggling to manifest your desires. And your angels are whispering in your ear, go do something that brings you joy. Like for me, if you were to ask me, Michelle, what do you like to do? What brings you joy? I love laying in the sun and journaling. I love putting on music, having a little bit of yummy snacks or a good juicy drink with like lemon in it or something, like a red juice. Um, I love, like today it's going to be 65, 70. So I'm probably going to go outside either in just shorts and a tank top or sports bra and shorts and just lay a huge picnic blanket down. And I'm just going to lay out and just feel the sun and imagine what I want my life to look like and manifest in my journal, create more content ideas. I love spending time alone in the sun, feeling the breeze and just appreciating music and all the senses. I'm like such a senses person, which just reminded me, I want to share this story with you guys. I met a guy back in 2022. I went to New York. I went to an NFT party with one of my friends named Joe. And Joe and I walked into this party. There's loud music. It's a really like exclusive event, very like high end. I felt so out of place because that's so not my scene. I'm not a partier. I don't drink. But I was in like a cute little black dress and I felt really like pretty and I loved being single and I could talk to anybody and just mingle. And I saw this really sweet man who had a seeing eye dog and he had, a walking stick. And I was like, wow, he's blind. Like I can't even imagine. And my whole life, I've always been so aware of that. Like I've always thought, like, what would I do if I went blind? Or what would I do if I didn't have hearing? Or what would I do if I couldn't taste things? I've always just been so cognizant of the senses and appreciative and just very present, right? So I see this man and I see him holding a plate of food. He's got, I think, the leash of the dog in his right hand. He's trying to eat food like this. And his buddy was like turned around, not paying attention to him, and there was a table behind him that he could sit at and put his food down and eat. So I told Joe, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go help that guy right there. And he's like, okay. And he knows that I'm like super nice and I do these kinds of things all the time. I talk to strangers all the time. So I went over to him. I was like, hey, I was like, my name's Michelle. I'm like, do you need help? Can I hold your food for you? And I was like, there's also a table right behind you. You can sit down. And him and I talked for like an hour. We both sat on the table, and then Joe came and sat and talked to his buddy. We all introduced ourselves, and his name was Stu, the guy that I was talking to, and he ended up being this successful businessman that just sold his business, and I'm sure he's probably like a millionaire or something, but he was so humble and so kind, and he lost his sight at 18 years old and started his own business. He started a moving company, and then I guess his locations just kept growing. And then he ended up selling it. And he's probably around my age, probably in his 40s or maybe late 40s. I'm not sure. But it was the most beautiful conversation to learn about him and to learn, like, how did you start your own business being blind? Like, to me, it's just incredible. Like, I was even just thinking, like, man, like, I know he was once not blind, but can you imagine just not being able to see the beauty of, for me, I'm thinking about my pink hat and my pink nails and the pink flowers behind me and the pillow and the sunshine and like rainbows. And I was so sad for him. But anyway, so we had that conversation and then we kept in touch for a little bit and then we lost touch. And then on Friday, he called me out of nowhere and was just like, I'm sorry we lost touch. How are you? And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, it's so good to hear from you. And we talked again for like a half an hour. And I got off the call and I just started crying because I was like, man, I admire him so much. Like, he's so successful emotionally, spiritually, business wise, and he's blind, and I don't like to see it as like a hindrance, but it is. Like, he literally has mastered life And he's got one of the most like the biggest struggle to go through. Like, he can't, I just was thinking he probably can't run unless it's on a treadmill, right? He just can't go and do what we can do. But I know there's so many pluses that he would talk about that are probably the positive things in his life. And he is so empathetic. And I just was so grateful for my sight. And I literally hung up the call and I was on the way to my niece's talent show. And I was sitting in the talent show going, he can't watch this. He can't watch these cute kids and their facial expressions and how they move and how they dance and how they sing. Yes, he can hear it, but I just was like, man, we all need to appreciate what we have. Like it like tightened up my ship to be like, Michelle, you're not appreciating your life. You're not appreciating your sight and all of your senses. And he is just a rock star in my mind. And even he's trying to navigate the spiritual path. He was like, I don't know what's next for me. He's like, that's why he was on a retreat. And I was just like, well, it'll be cool to see who you unfold into, and keep me posted and all that stuff. But like, we are so lucky, you guys, that we have things. We have to appreciate where we are. And like I said, getting on that dance floor of the universe is making that joy list. Like, you are so lucky that you can go and do certain things that other people can't do. So today, I want to leave you with this message of, please appreciate everything that you have. Go to the worst case scenario and then come back to revisiting your path and seeing how everything works out. You still have your health, and maybe you don't. Maybe you're somebody watching and listening right now who is blind or who is struggling with some sort of illness or disease or a struggle. But it is so incredible. Oh my gosh. Tell me this card does not say sight. Tell me this card does not say sight. You guys, we're just talking about losing our sight. Holy freaking shit. Detach your emotions from situations that you cannot control. This is perfect. Oh my gosh. We might have to end here. So the owl can see through everything. The owl can see through the dark. It can see ahead. It has wisdom. It means a boon or a treasure is on the way, that you have this ability to see something other people can't see. And I know my friends do. He has that. He can feel. He can feel other people's energy. He can read their words as he's listening to them. And I think that's why him and I click so well, is because we both have that like sensitivity to and appreciation and deep, deep gratitude for life. Because I remember after my loss, I was like, I'm never going to be able to find somebody that I click with who appreciates life the way I do, which was so naive and closed-minded for me to say that, because there's so many people that appreciate life, but I just like wasn't seeing it in my current reality. But I cannot believe we just got this card. It's talking about sight, and we were just talking about somebody who didn't have the sight. But this is an intuitive sight. This is a knowing. You know when something is coming, you're detaching your emotions from it, and you're saying, this is my situation. I'm going to make the best of it no matter what happens. So I hope my friend is inspiration for all of you guys, that do not let the things that happen to you stop you from moving forward. He's a prime example that he can start his own company, make it, so big that he needed to sell it one day and was just like, you know what? And again, then guess what he started doing? Then he created a community called Community of Big Hearts. And he started to do like moves for free for people who couldn't afford it. Like if somebody was moving from house to house and they couldn't afford it, he would offer a service where they would do it for free. So it was just like, there's some people in this world who are just incredible. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to figure out my life over here. I'm like, how are people so successful? Emotionally, lovingly, spiritually, not just business wise. So speaking of success, let's get some messages from money. This is another deck that I created. Let's see what money wants to tell us. Talk to me often. So you're inviting money into your life. You're saying it's safe to come to me, money. Okay. Ask me for more. So talk to money and ask for more. I just heard the right people will arrive. The right people with the money to help you will arrive. And I literally, the card that went underneath my table says respect me, and I can't get it. I literally can't. I'd have to lift up the table, move the whole computer. Okay, so it says respect me, and then it's okay to want more of me. So we're getting lots of more, more, more. Ask for more. It's okay to want more. Talk to me. So money is saying it wants to come to you, but you need to let go of all poverty vows. Like maybe you were poor in a past life, and that's your trauma. Maybe you need to let go of that memory of what it feels like to have nothing. And this is your turn to have everything. And as I said that, I just got guidance to do the Angel Wisdom Tarot. All right, that card's meant to come back out, Spirit. Please bring it back out. My blue raz drink. Okay, we have renewal. Reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness, time to head in a new direction, clarity on your life purpose. In your heart, you know what to do. So to me, this is somebody who knows that they need to leave a job and they can just feel the little nudge in their heart, but it might not be time yet. But you're reviewing your past, you're going to be like, okay, I remember in the past feeling like this at another job or in a relationship. And it was just this like overwhelming nudge. Like every single day you're thinking about it. You're like, I know I need to do it, or I know I need to stop this addiction. I know I need to get rid of this thing to get a new one. It's like you're hearing this chirping. My client the other day, she had bought a really expensive car and it was like her first time like really treating herself to something nice, but she had the car for about 10 weeks and something inside of her said get rid of it, and she didn't understand it, and she was like, is this my ego not letting me enjoy this bliss of having a nice car? But then she realized the car wasn't her. The car represented like, it was just this like bigger, had high end things in it, but there was no character. And then she ended up manifesting a little Mini Cooper. And she started to see all of these signs and synchronicities when she went to the dealership. And I'm going to share it in a success story, but it was magical how the universe was chirping in her ear saying, hey, that you're not happy here. You're not this is not your joy. And this could be happening to you with a job or with a relationship. You just keep hearing it and it doesn't go away. For 10 weeks, things were happening to the car. There was loud noises in the car. And she was like, I don't understand. Why do I not want this? And then out of nowhere, the idea popped up that a Mini Cooper is what she wanted. So she went, traded in the car, and the Mini Cooper was way cheaper than the other car. So she ended up getting like 170,000, I think, krona. I think that's what it's called in Sweden. um, and so she just got like so much money back. And it was funny. She texted me and she's like, remember when you said that people get their money back for booking the mentorship with you? And she goes, I just got it back times 10. So we were giggling about that she's in my mentorship program and she got the money back. She didn't think she was ever going to like get rid of the car. So she's finding ways to manifest money in unique ways, but also Spirit was guiding her and chirping in her ear saying, you're not happy in this car. We know that you could be happier somewhere else. We know that you want more money. So just ask for it. Start taking action and listening to that chirp. But sometimes with careers, it's not time yet. You need to meet more people. You need to do more things. And that's why I really recommend booking a session with me, finding a mentor, finding a healer to work with when you're doing a transition like this, because they might have already gone through it and they might be able to guide you and let you know like, hey, it's not time yet, or trust yourself, maybe it is time yet. And I'll hold your hand as you take this leap of faith and I'll let you know that you're supported. And that's why I wanted to create my community, because so many people are going to be taking the leap of faith to do readings, to become intuitives. And I just saw 7 of Cups, making the hard choice. There's so many options and you don't know where to go. And that's why we need community, because if we have a bunch of people sharing their story and offering support, that can help us narrow down our choices. They might give us an idea. They might, God might use this community as a way to speak to you through posts, through comments, through videos. So it says, make a choice, stop procrastinating or overanalyzing, get clarity on what you desire and move forward. Too many options. And this actually says addictions. So I think this is again coming full circle back to, we need your vessel to be clean and clear for you to continue down this path. If you want more to come into your life, you have to let go of more. Okay. And now let's get a final message. We're going to do a final message from the Oracle of Angels. I haven't used this deck in a while. So we're going to see what final message we need to hear. The eternal light of love. Wow, this is beautiful. Let me look it up. What number is it? 25. And 24 is joy. So I just saw joy. Okay, here we go. The eternal light of love permeates everything in existence and fills every atom of our being. This means light and love are always present in every situation, regardless of whether we can perceive it or not. There is love and even a hidden blessing within a current situation. Trust. All that is occurring is for your highest good. Look beyond the surface and appearance of things. And it says, I trust in the internal light of love, which stems from my soul and the heart of all creation. I trust in the eternal light and love within every situation I find myself in. I trust in the divine light. So, as we know, this is 100% no matter what you're going through, whether it's a lawsuit, whether it's a divorce, whether it's changing jobs, whether it's, owing money in some way, there's a blessing in it. There's some sort of light at the end of the tunnel. And sometimes it's us just making the choice to say, I'm going to consciously create an outcome here. I believe that, you guys, if you're in a situation that you feel is like an authority type of situation and you're out of control of it, I disagree. I think spirit brings us these situations to find the light in it and to say, ooh, how can I manifest the best outcome here? How can I manifest more money to assist me to get this outcome? Say you want to leave your job. I had a friend once, she wanted to leave her teaching job. So she was wanting to manifest like over $50,000. Literally a couple weeks later, her mom used an inheritance that she had gotten from an aunt to gift her daughter $100,000. Her mom literally called her and was like, hey, I just want to give you this money now. I don't want you to wait until I'm gone to get it. So she was manifesting over 50,000 and got 100,000. So we can call in these desires, but we just have to decide and we have to commit and we have to just get clear on what we want and not be indecisive and say, Spirit, this would make me so happy. If this is for my highest good, please bring this to me. And see the light in any kind of chaos that happens right before it arrives. Because just like I said, we have to clear the clutter. We have to remove things to make space for that $100,000 or for that new opportunity. Okay. All right, lovies, I am sending you so much love. Welcome to the community. Welcome to Awaken Your Magic. I'm so pumped that you're all here. We're going to be doing pop-up readings. I actually had two ideas to bring in one of my friends, another YouTuber. Her name's Hedley Dorenzi. She's a law of assumption coach. I was like, ooh, maybe I could do a Zoom with her and we could present that to all of you in the community. And I can bring you like outside people that are very knowledgeable on the topic of manifestation and you can just learn more. I also was thinking about getting my friend Debbie, who, you guys know how I play the all game. I was thinking about asking her if we can do it on Zoom and I can film it and you guys can see and watch the video of how the game works. And then if you want to book a session with her, we can play the game together or you can play the game one-on-one with her. But it's that board game that I was talking about where it's like the chakras and it's kind of like Jumanji. But I was like, that would be so cool if I shared that game in Awaken Your Magic in our community and only people that are in the community would get to see it. So I thought that would be a really cool idea. So my juices are flowing. I have so many cool ideas for you guys. I'm so pumped that you're all here. And if this is on YouTube and you're watching this, if you would like to join my community, it is an amazing space. It is a safe, private environment for all of us light beings to come together, to share our synchronicities, to share our sign stories, to comfort each other through any kind of chaos or breakdown that's happening before manifestation arrives. You guys are more than welcome to post inspirational quotes and the things that are happening in your life on the feed. I'm going to be posting courses and workshops and these Zoom calls. I will also be hosting like live calls for you guys to ask me questions if you want to. but now it's just this like safe, protected space where we can all connect. And now all of my clients and all of my viewers, you guys can all meet each other. You know, that's my favorite part about all of this is I've been working with so many men and women, and they're all going through the same thing, but they don't know each other. And now I've just created this platform so now everybody can talk to each other. And I'm like witnessing it, crying and feeling so good watching you guys all like share love and encourage each other. It's like a moment for me. It's like a mom moment. I'm like, yay, all of my kids are getting along. It sounds funny to say that, but it's just cool. I'm really proud of myself and how far I've come and that we're here. So thank you for being here. And again, like if you want to join my community, if you're not in there yet, it's $44 a month and everything is in the description box below. And yeah, you're just going to get all kinds of surprises in there. I'm going to do pop-up readings, giveaways, I'm going to give away some of my decks of cards. I'm going to be creating a new deck soon, which you guys will see. But yeah, welcome to Awaken Your Magic. All right, lovies, I will see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. All right, peace out.